Hi, Kayla. Were you going to be your first note there? We can always count on you. Hey. Hi, Kayla. All right. Okay, so, hi Isabel. Hi. So we'll begin meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone to a special meeting today of special sitting of the MRC Council of Mayors. To begin with, I need a resolution to open the TNO portion of this meeting, moved by Councillor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And the attendance sheet I circulated. I need to read this declaration. The Déclaration de conformité de la notification de l'avis de convocation, Declaration of Conformity of the Notice of Convocation, CM Article 153. Déclaration exprimant que l'avis de convocation a été notifié tel que requis par le Code municipal du Québec, CM Article 153. The declaration that the notice of meeting has been notified in conformity with the municipal code of Quebec. All that I have to read, or? Yeah. Okay, very good. Giving notice, yes, thank you. The recording of the sitting and YouTube. Cette séance publique le Conseil est enregistrée et diffusée en direct sur le compte YouTube de la MRC de Pontiac. L'enregistrement est également rendu disponible le jour suivant la séance sur le site web de la MRC de Pontiac. This public sitting of council is recorded and broadcast live on the MRC Pontiac YouTube account, which is Acting Mayor Social MRC Pontiac 920. The recording is also made available the day after the sitting on the MRC Pontiac website. The déclaration d'utilisation de la langue de son choix. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du Conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une introduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. And finally, the déclaration de la préfète sur le décorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au meilleur de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion et, si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Merci. We are elected by the people of Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. I will now turn to Ms. Lesage, DG, a clerk treasurer, who will be reading an excerpt from the Municipal Code of Quebec, namely section 159.
Le président du Conseil maintient l'ordre et le décorum et décide les questions d'ordre sauf appel au Conseil. Il peut ordonner l'expulsion de l'endroit où se tient une séance du Conseil de toute personne qui trouble l'ordre. The officer presiding over the sitting of the council maintains order and decorum and decides questions of order, stating appeal to the council. He may order that any person disturbing a sitting of the council be removed from the place where the sitting is held.
Thank you. Number 6, the reading and adoption of the agenda. Could I have a resolution to support the TNO agenda? Moved by Pro Warden Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Yes, he's counselor in this meeting. Number 7, declaration of interest or conflict. Are there any on this agenda? No? Go on to number 8. Period of question, period and statements for the TNO agenda. Seeing none, we'll go to finances. And so 9.1 accounts paid. Andrea LaFleur will give us a presentation, we can ask questions, and then we will be moving a resolution to support it. Go ahead.
All right, so I don't know if everybody had a chance now to look at the other stuff for the TNO. So currently, it's up to date since Denise came up, so we've got the revenues up to date. So we currently have $546,708.35 in revenues. And we have 401,560.88 in expenses. So right now we look like we're in a surplus position of 145, 147, but we're only 2/3 of the way through the year. But we're doing okay in terms of spend.
Can we just see the sheet?
Ça, c'est les résultats.
You want to just review those totals again? And
Yeah, so there's
list.
the revenue account. 546,708.35. That's your total transfer. That's the actuals versus the budget of $1,008,000. And then if you go down to the expenses that are near the end, they put that as charge. There's 401,560.88. So right now, we're sitting with $145,000 to the good. Right now,
With more to come in.
more expenses, more revenues to come in.
Right.
Yeah,
I have one question. Could we please know what the 2025 surplus was for the TNO?
Jane, I don't put that off the top of my head. I'd have to get back to you.
That's all right. I don't think it was ever, I was mentioned to our budget chair, it was never really reported, but that's an important figure because sometimes we don't know the final amount until about the end of February.
Yeah.
So if we could, if I will just ask on behalf of the council of mayors that you could even send us an email, please, with the surplus from our TNO budget as well as the.
The 2025 is not completed yet.
So we don't know the surplus?
No, he's working on it.
Who's he?
Simon, the auditor.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
All right. Any questions? Go ahead,
So we have
Councillor Spence.
a revenue of $400,000 in some sense, I guess.
546,708 is the
546.
revenues. Right,
And we're, which is half of the budget,
that's correct.
and we're 3/4 of the way into the year. Are we expected to have less?
I don't believe so, I haven't been informed, so I'm going to do from Jason, because Jason is the one in charge of that. But I can reach out to him to make sure that everything's on track.
There are some PDF funds that we're just giving right now to the other MRCs that we do, right, because we manage the PDF. So I know there's some large enough amounts that are. Other MRCs.
And the same for the expenses as well, right?
The expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would it be for Jason to be presenting this, I wonder, if he has no better knowledge of the TNO? Yeah,
he could be involved, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it includes the PADF money as well, okay? That we're managing for other regions. Go ahead, Ed, and then Doris.
Andrew, does this statement here, does that include the new bridges, is that 50/40 expenses?
That was done through, Kim, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Kuwali, right, or the whatever, they're the one that handled that. It wasn't done, the MRC, that didn't.
There's a government grant, about 400,000,
You were paying 10%.
10%, so around 40,000.
Yeah, I don't know if that,
I didn't sign anything.
it wasn't submitted, no.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Doris?
That was my question too.
About the bridge, yeah. And we're about to replace the culverts. I think it's all out of the PADF or sometime, actually, that's why I was asking about the surplus. I remember when Rajon Dugas was here, we would have about a million, well, we had a lot of money. It was 750,000 to 1.2 million usually. That was going towards the roads and bridge work, because that's what a lot of the money is used for in the TNO. And even this year, we know that, I don't think we use our money for the, Louisiana Pacific project in Otter Lake, Jennifer, right? That would have been Louisiana Pacific and Laverne, probably, yeah. But I've been told that at mileage 114, there's some work that needs to be done, and mileage 92, they're putting in a new culvert, so we'll need to see all of that.
So grading.
Grading, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions? Okay, so we'll need,
Now, when you just mentioned the kilometer 97 and is that
92.
at 92, sorry, is that up at 10 Mile? Because I believe there's two areas up there that are getting repaired as well.
All I've been, I can't picture where these things are, I haven't driven up that far, but mileage 92 and mileage 114 are the two that I heard through Jason and Matthew LaRoche.
I believe that. Yeah, I think they're up Jim's Lake Road.
It's the Jim Slate Road, that's correct.
Yeah,
All
And
right,
I don't know how far to go. We went down to 84 and came down and looked at the bridge.
You went to
Very
see
well
the new
done.
bridge?
We did.
I put a picture on Facebook that Jason had
And it
sent.
was really good.
Excellent.
thank you.
Yeah, once the bridge finally came, it didn't take long. For some reason, I thought they had to begin a construction, but it sort of came ready-made, you just had to install it.
Yeah.
And then your Chemin de la Plage is already, it's
Pretty quick, yeah.
pretty quick. Yeah. Excellent, that's great. Okay, any other questions for Andrea? Right, anything more you'd like to say about the TNO budget? Okay, so is there a resolution?
We need a resolution to pay the bills. So, il est proposé par les résolus d'approuver la liste des comptes à payer depuis la dernière séance du Conseil du TNO au montant de 12 174 et 92 sous et la liste des comptes à payer de 261 185 et 77 sous.
Okay, do you want to say the numbers in English?
It is moved and resolved to approve the list of accounts paid since the last meeting of the TNO in the amount of $12,174.92, and the list of accounts paid in the amount of $261,185.70.
Okay. Moved by Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Great. Thank you very much, Andrea. And then we go to our second question period and statements. And then could I have a resolution to close the meeting? Moved by Councillor Spence. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. So now we will go to our Council of Mayors special sitting, Séances Extraordinaires. I need a resolution to open the meeting. Moved by Mayor Terry Murdoch. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries, and the attendance sheet has been circulated. I will just read the declaration for this meeting, but the other declarations we will not repeat. They stand for this meeting as well. Déclaration exprimant que l'avis de convocation a été notifié tel que requis par le Code municipal du Québec, CM article 153. Declaration that the notice of meeting has been notified in conformity with the Municipal Code of Quebec, CM article 153. And the purpose was because the mayors needed to have more time to consider the budget before approving. So we will now go to the reading and adoption of the agenda. I need a resolution for that. Moved by Mayor Joanne Ralston. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Are there any declarations of conflict or interest in this agenda? Seeing none. Number 8, question period and statements on the particular agenda. Seeing none, go to finances. 9.1, financial report for a resolution.
So same thing, the auditor still, which we had a chance to look at. Of course, it's a much larger document for the MRC.
If you could go over the highlights, I'm not sure everyone's had a chance to look at it, hopefully they did, but just anything in particular of interest or?
Everything is, there's nothing that's standing out majorly to me, like Richard had said, there's some expenses coming at the start of the year, some coming in later in the year, so You know, sometimes you're at 100% in January, it all depends on when the expense falls. Currently, we have, $7,738,554.64 in revenue shown. So, that's approximately 70% of our budget.
Does that,
Yeah. Is a big number.
The EQ is a big number, so but the EQ number there is an in and an out. So the EQ monies that we received from the EQ, we transferred back to the municipalities, they all received them back, like the T1s, the T2s, the T3s, I think for 2024. Or 2025, I've been receiving, Nina's working on the report now. We still have not gotten any monies back from paying Martin Lalonde and McGrimmon. Because we've been paying them all year, and then it has to be reported, and then we have to wait on the queue to give us the money back. Because currently, the way it is for the recycling, the MRC is paying all the invoices for the transportation and the recycling costs. So Nina is working on that, and I'm hoping before year end that we have some revenues to come in to offset those costs. The revenues that you're seeing right now are revenues that were an in and an out. So that came in from the EEQ, and then it just got dispersed back to the municipalities based on the
so that's a large total of
$859,000.
This is the first year we've had that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that impacts our overall budget, or it's an in and out?
It's an in and an out, because you're gonna see in the expenses, you're gonna see
900.
sorry, yeah, because that includes the cost of monthly loan, the cost of agreement, plus it includes the cost of giving the money back to the local municipalities.
So, for the benefit of, anyone listening or for the public, who might be looking at this video later, the EEQ is, something that the provincial government has enabled as a way for manufacturers, I think, to be required to invest in the packaging. And it goes back to the municipalities, and so I'll just ask for chair of the environment. That means that for recycling as a municipality, your taxpayers are not having to pay for it, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, good. So it must be, are any of you finding that the time frame in terms of when the money comes back to you is too long, or is it sufficient to manage your services? Richard?
It's far better than the old system. I can wait.
No, just to be reimbursed and to not have to find the money out of your own budget. I understand. Okay, that's
And
great.
Nina's following it very closely.
Yeah,
Yeah, if one is late coming in, she's questioning why we haven't received it yet. And as soon as we receive it, I get an email saying X amount was deposited for this municipality, and then I just basically turn around and send the money to.
do we also have the budget in English?
This document is only available
Through Sage.
through Sage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain that at our meetings, I used to see it in English, just because, some of the terms that are used here, the expressions are not, for.
The budget,
Only the
yes,
budget.
but not, this isn't the budget, this is the financial
Okay, so the budget itself has got categories expressed in English.
That's correct.
Excuse me there.
Yeah,
I have one other question,
Yeah.
and that is that, in revenue, this is also including grant money,
that's
the
correct.
FRR, so
Yeah.
what portion of that?
Well, the way it's done here, based on the auditor's recommendation, all the grants go into a general line. Revenue, well, not all, but a lot of them go into this revenue de subvention line. And then whenever they have an expense, there's a dépense de subvention line that they use. In and out, and then they have another, they have project numbers that they go into to put the actual cost per project. Like it's a different way. I have questions about it. When I meet with Senate, I will question if we could have it more detailed in the budget versus it all going, or not in the budget, in the financials. versus it all going to that one line,
Mhm.
but currently that's the way it was set
Yeah,
up.
so I see 1.5 million right there, so
Yeah.
it has taken our budget from sort of 9 million up to 11 million. And so for the average person, they might say, oh, look at the MRC is spending so much more, but it's actually grant money that we're receiving. That is then being dispersed to the municipalities and
Oh, there's lots of grant money,
businesses, et cetera.
yeah, lots of
Okay.
grant money.
Mr.
Mhm.
Budget Chair?
Yeah, just wanted to add to
Yeah.
when he was signing, he of course is gonna make certain recommendations the way it's put out.
Yeah,
However, you're also in the driver's seat to say
Mm-hmm.
the way you want it as well.
yeah,
Because ultimately you make the decisions here, and as long as they're conforming with the way it was presented,
yeah,
that's important.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that he may want it done because it's less work for him,
yeah.
okay?
And Sabrina does also work on that, really, this spreadsheet having to do with grants. So maybe it would be a good idea at a plenary, maybe for her to present that and it
Yeah.
would show the individual grants where we're at with them. So it would give everybody a better understanding.
That
of
would
it.
be fantastic, yeah,
Yeah.
we'd like to see that actually divided out, yeah.
Because you know, with the provincial government and grants, like you never know when it's gonna get approved, when the funding's gonna come in, like they're surprised sometimes, I'm like, oh, we got this, and then I send them the proof that it came in, like they have no idea until it's deposited when it's coming, you know? So that may be a good idea, Mary.
Considering that it's such a large portion of the revenue, we should be really on top of it.
Okay, good point.
Okay.
Anyone else have any particular questions or points? Is there anything else you'd like to sort of single out?
Nope, not really, everything's going well, we do have, some, staffing, you know, the positions are not full, so in some areas, you know. But we did hire an HR person and, you know, that'll start to, you know, those
We
areas.
got a communications company rather
Communications
than
company,
paying the salary, which
Yeah.
I think was 95,000
yeah, so that'll make a difference.
There'll be some surplus in salary.
Yeah.
in salaries because of the vacant positions for a few months. Jennifer, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I did. Just have a question. What the under evaluation? Legal fees for the TAQ, what is the TAQ?
That's the tax files, that's like Lumiere, like people.
People that,
contest their
I don't
valuation.
that's
Oh,
in
contesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so they had budgeted 100K.
You said like
Only
which
at
company,
11.
Livermere? What's that?
Thousand, so
They're still working. Sorry.
Okay, I don't understand enough about the
So,
PA,
it's
please
never,
explain.
the tribunal administratif is whenever people contest their evaluation and they go, then our lawyer, their vote, goes to court for us. Right now, it's Mark Conway that does this with the FQM,
Mhm.
and we budgeted a large amount because there was a lot, more than in typical years, requests for revisions, so.
And that was Timmy's recommendation based on the number of files he had.
And what was that amount of money that was this year?
Budgeted 100,000, we're only at 11,403.
But it hasn't been too many cases yet, that can happen in the.
Could still
fall, and it
take
could
place.
even go next year.
So we'll get an update on that, because that's important to see how many people are contesting.
But usually, like, those of you from, the new role from our, last year, whatever, like, we're gonna have our new role in October type thing or whatever, so does that money continue on for future?
We'd have to budget for new money for next year.
annual budget.
Yeah,
And we'll do that based on where we are in November.
and it is broken up now, because Timmy had requested a separate line under evaluation just for TAP, so it was easier to follow the cost of the TAP file. So we created that separate line, so that any invoicing coming in for TAP is charged to that.
Well, a bunch of those people that were contesting, have they withdrawn their files? That's why there's such a low amount now.
Somehow.
But there's a couple that have many files, so that could be a large number. Or it could be one owner, but has 20 files that is contested.
Like, we could end up at 50,000 instead of 100,000, but to be on the safe side, he said, we need to put that large number in there, because with the amount of cases he had and the average cost of a case, that's.
But I just thought there was a specific timeline, you know, like if you contested, like say whatever, after your role
Mhm.
last year, whenever, or whatever, but they only had that small, or that window where you had to have. You
Well,
know,
I-
put in your complaint and then, you know, have it presented.
But by the time it goes to court, that's out of our hand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the current expenses right now are $6,143,951.
You said that again, sorry.
$6,143,951.
And what do we have?
That's the expenses.
Yes,
versus
but, and how much do we have, in the bank?
well, no, in the bank. You don't know the bank cash flows. Cash flow is a different story, but
But I mean, tell us how we're going to pay those expenses.
the total budget for expenses was $11,104,000.
Okay,
So right now, we're at about, we have about 45%
we're at 45%
there.
and is, our budget there said about 3/4 of the way through the,
We're 2/3 through.
have you and your staff started to work on preparation of the 2027 budget?
Yeah.
Just wondering, Mr. Budget Chair, I know that usually end of November is when we've got to, I think, be finished, because it's not an election year. So, when will the budget start? Historically, we used to try to have at least 3 meetings as a budget committee with our finance person, to sort of take a look at it before bringing it to the council. So when would you like to start looking at,
In September, so
Yeah.
early September. we're
because there's
going
been some discussion about a few things, a few budgets that might change and that sort of thing, so.
We discussed a couple of dates.
Very good, yeah. But any, other questions for Andrea? Okay, any other highlights or, things you'd like to bring to our?
But I will add that, we've got other columns to report for you for the filtering. And that'll give you a little more, and maybe I'll,
Percentages?
maybe I'll highlight ones that are stand out as far as if there's a big deviation.
Because that's the purpose, bring it to our attention, and if we have to make any in-year adjustments to the budget, so that we don't find ourselves, without or whatever, it's important. Val, any other questions?
Thank you. No.
And Pierre is back. Pierre, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Ready to vote, could I ask for some please move this resolution by acting Mayor Richard Armitage, all those in favor, opposed, and that carries. And is there another question for the statements? Don't see them. So I have a close to Mayor Edwell. All those in favor, close to the meeting, opposed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you.